This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the bootleg. Mixon. Flushed out right. He's got Anderson right side. He could only get a yard after all that. It's 2nd down. These 2 teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So a win here in Charlotte would give them the season sweep. The option, it's Jones. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun on 3rd down. Mixon. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1. On 1st and 10, Schaefer. And that
is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On second down, McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
All right, Brand, I know where they're early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From the gun on third down. Schaefer will get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up fourth down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He's going to field this at the 4. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Yetur Gross-Matos there to bring him down. Second down at 7. A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. A first down and more for Jacobs. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 19-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now at his first 2 carries of the ballgame. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
8 yards to go on second down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Anderson.
And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Here we go now on 1st and goal.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Jacobs again. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Schaefer. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Bucs are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even...
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Devontae Parker, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a dump off here complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jacobs, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Panthers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Schaefer. His throw incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Schaefer. Open man is Anderson. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Back to throw again. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Operating from the gun. Schaefer, he's going to air one out for Anderson.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off near the 34. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker.
And he's going to have a first down here as they're also into field goal range at the 28.
Looking to throw. Mixon. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Mixon. And that is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. They'll look to throw again. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Chris Godwin.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Bucs will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Lambeau on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime.
Dancing to his left. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Schaefer. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A final shot before break. Schaefer. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they've got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Off the play fake. Mixon.
And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Back to throw. Mixon. Open man is Jalen Darden. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
Push him back. Push him back. 45 to the line. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Throwing on first down. Mixon. That one complete to Anderson. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
There he goes, right side. 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the third quarter here. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
First down, Mixon. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
Second and 10.
Looking to throw, Mixon.
He'll get this one complete to Darden.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 33.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
On first down, it's Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Here's Jacobs. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd and 8. Back to throw. Schaefer. Airing one out for Boyd. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
To throw on 3rd down. Schaefer. He'll air this one deep for Anderson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Armstrong. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Pass incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Let's go, hey. Well, Mike 34.
Looking to throw. Schaefer. And that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 15. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception. And this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Going deep this time for Miller. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Stays on his feet. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. From the gun, Mixon. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. And incompletion as a result.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Mixon. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Lambeau is good.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going up top. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Schaefer. He finds his man. Complete. It's Armstrong. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw on 2nd down, Schaefer. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line.
I could put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Joe Schobert, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Schaefer. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Tampa Bay, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.